A very good evening. So the topic for my today's presentation is Issues in Development. The course code is CD403. It's a course of MA in Communication for Development, the course that I have designed for the Moodle for this assignment. And I'm the instructor, Dr. Junali. Let us go to the topic that we are going to discuss. The topic is Gender, Women and Development. Because gender, women and development is a very vast and a big topic, we are going to concentrate on what is gender, the key concept on sex, gender identity, gender roles, and etc. To understand that, first of all, we need to understand what is gender. When we say what is gender, it's a very, very multi-dimensional construct that refers to the different roles, responsibilities, limitations and experiences provided to individual. This has been taken by this person, Johnson and Repta's 2012 work. So we can understand that gender is something, a construct. So here we can understand that gender is something socially constructed. That's why we call it to be social construct. And it's a social concept that basically makes you understand that how men and women should act, think and even feel. And it also talks about the concept of femininity and masculinity. We'll come to these topics later on in a more detailed way. Coming to the understanding of the sex, it's basically something that we always try to avoid talking in a public or in front of our children or in front of our elder person. But when we talk of sex, it's basically the biological characteristics of men and women that are expressed through physiology, anatomy, hormones and genes. So it's more like a biological concept. And it also that since the time immemorial we can understand that the two legitimate sexual identities when we talk about are the male and the female. So we can say here that gender, it refers to the social and cultural differences a society assigns to people based on their biological sex. So if I'm a girl, my work would be decided. What should I do? If I'm a boy, my work will be decided. And it's a construct. So what are the differences between men and women when we want to understand that how a man looks and how a woman looks? It's not only the physical appearance or the costumes, the food, the feelings and everything. These two characters or two identities are completely different and it has been constructed by the society. So I here have taken a seminal work of Simone de Beauvoir in her work that is The Second Sex, and she says that one is not born but rather becomes a woman. So one is not born but one is made woman. Coming here to understand a very important thing is gender roles. These are something that a society expects of people's behavior and attitudes. They're based on whether they are females or males. So the society defined this kind of roles. To understand this gender roles, that how a boy should behave or how a girl should behave, let us do a small reflection spot here and watch a small clipping that will make you understand. So I have used here a link from YouTube. I have downloaded it and I can play it here. I've already opened this. So let us watch this clipping for a while. It's a clipping from the film called as Bend It Like Beckham. The audio is coming a little less from here. This is the highest. So I'll pause the video for a while and you can understand what this video. So now your assignment, or just a small task that I'm going to give is that you have watched the video. You can watch the video again, think and write it in your copy about the representation of the gender identity or role in this video. That is what we have talked in the previous slide, that what exactly is gender role. So if we go back, then you can see that gender roles, the expectation of people's behavior and attitude, that's what her mother was expecting this girl to be, like a more girl-like, not to play games like football, which is mainly a boys' game. That's what you need to do for this reflection spot. Coming to the next topic is a definition or more explanation of what is spatially the gender role. So it accords distinctly different tasks and jobs to men and women on the basis of their perceived gender characteristics. Women as more nurturant, caring, emotional, and man as aggressive, risk-taking, rational. And this is how the jobs and tasks are called gender roles, which vary across culture and location. And it also changes over time. It's not something that is very, very rigid. It changes also. Coming to the next photograph, you can see here that there is a picture of a woman who is holding a plate with food. There is a man, handsome man, wearing a very nice suit, and there are 3 children who are playing around. So what do you think about this picture? This is my second reflection spot for you. Just analyze this given picture and write the gender roles depicted in this picture. Earlier in the first spot I showed you a video. In this I have shown you a picture. If I have to answer this question, the answer is that the woman in the picture is serving food to the entire family, and she is responsible in managing the household work and take care of the family. In society, women's primary duty is considered to be cook food, manage the family, husband, wife, children, and whereas the husband's job is to work out and get the food at home. This is my understanding. I hope you all have understood that, or if interpreted in your own way. Coming next here, what do you see? You see a woman holding a baby. The identity here is not disclosed, and there is a caption that says celebrating motherhood. This is a photo taken by Adriana Pura. But is this something that we all expect, or this is what the expectation of the society, that a woman should always take care of the children? However, that is not the situation. The situation here is parenting has no gender, and it's a quote that was taken from International Women's Day. There was this footage that came. The source is Google. A very common understanding that we see about the gender roles through media. I'll show you 2 pictures here. The one is a poster from a popular television serial, and there's a poster from Indian cinema, the very important film Mother India. And here are the names of their Sandhya from TV serial, Nargis from film Mother India. And this is what there is a notion of idol bahu and mother. In this serial, it depicts that an idol bahu should be wearing a ghungat, she should be wearing a bindi, she should have a mangal sutra, she should cover her face and behave in a very more subtle way. And when we talk of our mothers, the role, the notion of an ideal mother is that they should be very caring, hardworking, should be supporting the family. That's how the media represents the gender roles. Coming next, you have to analyze this picture. You can see that a girl is holding a baby and a boy is playing some toys, some cars. It comes to a bigger concept that is we call gender socialization. What we saw in the earlier picture is something that media has done it. There is a socialization by media, and we people are accustomed to such kind of socialization. But it actually happens from childhood, and we do it. We tell what to use and what not to use. So that is what is socialization. It's a process where individual learns the culture of their society, or in fact they are being made to learn. It exists within the family, schools, the mass media and the religion also. And popular media plays an important role in construction of gender identity. In my earlier talk also I said it, but I also take an example here of a very famous film, that is Mona Lisa's Smile. It talks about how women in Britain were educated to become good housewives. So for my class, I always take the examples from the films, from the pictures and videos, to make it more and more reality, more and more practical in understanding. Socialization, that's why it leads to the formation of gender roles, and it actually develops in gender identity by Anderson and Hysock, 2011. That's what we talked about gender identity. It's a form of social identity. It's an expression of how people themselves as well as others view them with respect to gender, and it's a developed in compilation to the societal norms of correct and corresponding. These are the quotes that I have taken from different sources. So this you can understand that there is a gender role, gender socialization, and finally it becomes a gender identity. These are the references that I have taken for making this presentation. I have taken the video from YouTube. That is something for the class presentation. Images from Google. If you want to read more about that, there are media reports on that, on gender identity, and there is another video that's on TEDx talk. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope I have been able to explain you how gender and sex are different, and how these roles are being created and constructed and given to us, and that actually becomes a form of identity. For any queries and comments, you can write the email to me, and thank you so much. This is a spoken tutorial which has been made on Screencast-O-Matic. This video is available on Moodle link, my Moodle site. It is available, and after watching this Moodle link, this video, there is a quiz followed by, so you have to attempt this quiz. That's an online quiz. Thank you.